What's going on over here?
1, 2, 3.
We filming a show or something?
Oh, jeez.
Is this the YouTubes?
On the YouTubies.
Do you hear this, folks? This is Dutch's version of banter. It's like it's almost like a.
Well, what's your version of banter?
I say.
You hear this, folks?
Hey, stop that, because I'm gonna get that.
Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name is Dutch.
My name is Jules.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Dylan.
Delightfully amazing Dylan. I want a new graphic.
That's not going to happen. All right, and welcome to yet another episode of our Ultimate Spirits Competition. Our quest to review every sipping spirit on the face of the planet and subject it to our crazy hard 100-point scoring system. And in this episode, we're back to Bardstown. We're back to another one of their Origin series. This is their weeded bourbon, bottled in bond. Yeah. So,
I just remember back in the day we had something called the Weeder Brothers. Do you remember that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're gonna cut that.
I'm not cutting that. But anyway, this is again part of the Origin series. We've reviewed the bourbon, and now we got the weeded bourbon, which means that the mash bill contains wheat instead of rye. 50% alcohol, a higher proof point than the other one. There's the side. It's awesome because they do have the stats here. 6 years old, 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. 6-year age statement. Kind of a nice black motif going on there. And a decent proof point, 100 proof.
Excited.
I'm excited. You have some info on this?
Yeah.
I'm going to get us poured. You talk.
Yeah, so I think we reviewed a lot of Bardstown, right? And we know that they sourced from various places. It's exciting to finally see their own distillate come to fruition. For me, this is an academic experience, which is always exciting for me. You know, doing this for a very long time, you get bored and everything just becomes mundane. Everything's the same. I just taste a lot of grain. It's like almost like, why don't I just drink White Dog? You know, what's the point of the barrel? You know, most of these releases are, it's like that kind of flavor profile.
Do you have anything else to say about the history of this or the information about it?
Yeah, I just told you.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's just really your perspective on life that you're sharing. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we got this poured.
How much do we pay for this?
Price point is $49.
Oh.
Let's get tasting. We're going to score it, and then we'll be right back.
It's almost like Dutch wants me to be like some kind of marketing, you know.
You have the website pulled up over there. I just thought maybe there was some piece of information you could relay to the people that watch this channel other than, I'm Dylan, and this is what I think.
Hey, I'm not an influencer, right? I'm not hawking this stuff. I could care less. I told you, every minute I stay here, I lose money.
I'm not as confused about this one as the last one.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not as confusing.
I agree.
Yeah.
If by last one,
the one we just reviewed.
Yeah. Did you release that one? I don't know.
Hopefully these are going to be back to back. So guys, for members of Curiosity Private, which is our membership program, you can join here on YouTube. You should hit the join button down below, or you can go over to Patreon and join over there. Either one, you get the same content. But we're going to be doing what we call a taste-off, where we're going to compare this bottle to another weeded bourbon.
Weller 107?
It's called Maker's Mark.
Something more ubiquitous.
46, readily available. This one is a little bit lower proof at 94. But we're going to compare the two and see how the new kid on the block compares.
Explain to them why you picked Weller or Maker's Mark 46 over Weller 107.
It's more available.
More available and price point.
No, Dutch basically said...
You got to pass that threshold.
Right. Dutch was saying you have to, at the very least, beat Maker's 46.
Before you get to the Weller, you know, maybe for our members, if after we taste these two, we're like, hey, let's try this one too. Maybe we'll do that in the bonus footage. But for right now, this is our plan.
Yeah, it's like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You don't go directly to Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you gotta work your way up.
There is an Easter egg.
There's a cheat code.
Up, down, left, right.
All right, well, let's see if Bardstown got the cheat code in this one.
All right.
At this point, I'm waiting for Jules to say like the one word. What was the one that he said last time?
Yeah, what did I say?
Weak. Okay.
That's this one.
All right, guys, we've had some time to taste. We've all scored it. We haven't discussed it. We're about to discuss it. But before we discuss it, Jules is going to discuss our scoring system. Discuss.
Right.
Just say the word disgust.
Disgust.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Every day.
In your presence.
Well, no, when he comes here to film with us.
Yeah. 100 points.
I always say, what is this thing?
100 points across 10 categories that include aroma, flavor, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. We do weight flavor more, though, at 20 points. And aesthetics and value at 5 points each. And you can score in our competition. If you score 16 and up, you go from bronze, silver, gold to diamond.
All right. Let's kick things off with our initial scores. Of course, this can all change, but we're going to talk about it. We'll see what happens. My initial score, 69.
Okay.
68.
Nice. 70.
Okay. Hey, wow.
Wow. Clustered again?
Wow. Very, very close scores here. So that means something. But first, let's talk about aroma. 7.
7.
7.
Good.
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 Not
But,
great.
but it's
Not
it
great.
could be better.
Could be better. And they
Wheat.
tease you enough for it.
I feel like it's like a tale of things to come.
Yeah.
The
They
whole
tease you
experience was a tale of things to come.
enough. True.
It's
Saving one.
Or what could have been. The thing that
it's like
shouldn't-
going in
shouldn't
a
have
candy store.
And then walking out.
been. And then smelling the dirt outside.
Exactly.
And
I mean,
then
there's the slightest touch of the funk, the weeder
Yes.
funk. That we said.
Very slight.
I want to be
not much.
full disclosure, okay? I've tasted a lot of other weeders from different places, and I'm gonna call out one company, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, and you know that it fuels me. So I am traumatized by the Redemption weeder. Okay, and I know that there's a resurgence, and people are like, they're buying it up, and they're looking for it, and I get it. No, I don't get it, but it was traumatizing because it was like, oh my gosh, I can see how a weeder can go wrong, right? This one is not that,
No.
Yeah.
which is actually a pleasant surprise. I'm very amazed that they were able to pull this off with their own distillate, and so I got to give them points for that. I think, but it doesn't have the depth.
Yeah.
I think with age, they're going to be able to tease that out. I think with more barrel selection, they're going to be able to do something incredible.
The word that I kept writing down was like frustration. Because I was frustrated because I could see where this was going, and there's so much to be developed here.
Yeah.
I felt like. But anyway, let's get on to flavor. I gave it a 14.
14.
14.
Wow. Yeah, again,
Rarely agree with you
I just felt
guys.
like it's so close.
Yeah.
It's so close,
really close.
to
It's like it's
next
on the
level.
precipice. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not there yet. It's just not there
What
yet.
was missing for you, though?
It's like it's the baking spice. You know, when I taste a good aged weeder, it's the baking spice and the caramel that
So
meld together.
I was getting some of that, but for me, it's like the richness of that was missing.
The heft, yeah.
No, it's the stew and the jam that's missing. Okay, but
We all said something different.
but the sugar component
sugar.
is
Yeah,
good.
there's that.
Yeah.
I think the
It needs to be darker, though.
Yeah, the heft of the sweetness is good. What I love about it is the fact that there's no grain.
No.
Yeah.
And it's incredible
Again, carried
because the newer weeders, including the ones that are sourced weeders on the market, we know some of those, and those I still. Like, I can still taste their bitterness. I feel like it's just so bad.
Yeah, this is refreshing.
This
in
is
that
not
regard.
that. And so, wow, it's a surprise. And I think this is a good score for
No,
what it is.
we're saying a lot of positives, but it's still a 14, and the reason is that the flavors aren't there yet.
Yeah.
But it's on the right trajectory. I feel like it's like
Yes.
it's like we're looking at the rocket launch, but we're looking at this part where it's like it's at the moon here, but like here it's like, oh yeah, you're on the right track, but it's just not there yet.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good trajectory, like I was saying. All
Still got
right,
6 days to go.
body, 6.
Yeah, I give it a 6 as well.
I give it a 7. I think it's improved.
See, this is where it reminded me of what, from the other Origin item was just, it's like, it felt like it was the same. Like I wasn't getting more of.
No, I think it's coating the palate better. It's not.
It felt like
it's
it
not,
was exactly the same.
Maybe
color.
when I'm trying this, I'm not thinking thin. I'm thinking could be better, but it's not like
Yeah, it felt
thin
like the same.
and lacking. It's more like I could see the future and it's gonna get better.
It's a strong 6.
Yeah.
I give it a 7. I think
6.
it's good.
Okay, moving on to complexity, 7.
7.
I gave it a 7.
Wow, look at this.
I'll agree with you for now, but it's a very weak 7. I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's skewed toward the sugars.
Yeah.
It's like a sugar cookie.
Yeah.
I want that toffee cookie. I want
Bake
that
it a little
chocolate
bit
chip.
longer.
Yeah, I want a little bit of that.
Caramelize a little bit.
More
of
of
it.
this.
Yeah,
Baking
yeah, yeah.
spice we're talking
I
about,
want
yeah.
some of that.
Yeah.
I want this part of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I want the jam. I want the stewed
A little
fruits.
dash of cinnamon on that cookie.
Yeah, a little bit of cinnamon, a little of the baking spice. I want more of that, but it's just
Yeah, not
there.
quite there. Balance, also a 7 for me.
7.
Seven.
I gave it a 7.
We're just
7.
we are in sync today, guys. Yeah, for what's there, it's not bad. There wasn't a lot to balance. Nothing was really out of whack, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't enough there for me to give it credit for having balanced anything more than a couple of major flavors.
Agreed.
Almost gave it a 6 because there's just a touch of bitterness that come from time to time, and I could taste it.
chalk that up to kind of a
I
bit
was
of the
getting
front.
And I don't know if it's
Yeah.
the tannic component. I don't know if it's the acidity. I don't know if it's the. I don't. Let's talk about the wheat or frunk.
I felt like I got a little bit in the middle of the palate.
I don't really get it.
I was getting just
Just a touch.
And maybe I'm interpreting that as that.
And that's why I couldn't go any higher. Because
Yeah.
it's just
I don't
kind of
think
there.
it's the
It's
front.
mostly aged out.
Yeah.
But it's just like the hint of it, like the, like an old in a cartoon when the skunk walks by. It's like the trail is still there, just a tiny
Yeah,
bit of
it
that.
lingers.
Like it's not bad, and it kind of reminds you, it's a weeder, but it needs to be blended out or something.
I don't know. I feel like it's not like the larceny frunk, like the base larceny frunk.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
the
no, no,
redemption
not at all.
frunk.
No,
right?
It's just,
But it's not even.
just like
It's
just
a
like a
hint
touch.
of it, though. It's
Like
like,
2
those
out of
are
100.
more prominent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, moving on to what are we on? Finish. I gave it an 8.
I give it a 7.
I gave it a 7. I think 8's a little too high.
So the
Me
reason
too.
I did though is because the finish is very long, and I get a slight notch up in the sweetness on the finish.
I
The
agree
lingering
with
flavor is very, very nice.
you. All I'm getting is the sweetness, and it is long. That's the thing. Like it's weird because it's 1 or 2 note. It's like a sugar and a little bit of breadiness that I get, but it's not a frunk.
No.
And it's pleasant, and it's longer
here's-
than what I would expect.
Here's
And so-
why I bumped it up though, is because yes, duration is very impressive.
Yeah.
And like I say, like, if you get an added flavor or an enhancement of a good flavor on the finish, I have to give it points for that. Like the sweetness got better on the finish for me. Like it got intensified and it was cleaner, and I wanted to give it points for that, and I gave it to it here.
No, I wish I got that. It was more medium length still for me. And then the thing I was getting more too was it was bordering on like a little too much heat, in fact. And I'm not sure if it
I
was.
didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I was getting that like on the finish.
I
end.
really enjoyed the finish a lot.
Never felt the hit.
Okay, well, let's move on to uniqueness 7.
I gave it a
7.
7.
Wow, we
And
are
I wrote something here, but
What'd you
go ahead.
write? What'd you write?
I wrote jawbreaker. It's like it was. I keep going back to my childhood when we used to buy that jawbreaker. It's like licking and sucking on that jawbreaker.
The one that's like the size of a baseball.
Yeah. And it just reminds me of that, like the sugariness, the sweetness. It's a jawbreaker there, and then with a soupçon of alcohol.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And now I need to taste this again.
Dude, this is a jawbreaker, man.
I see where you're going with it, but I'm not going to give it any more points for that.
It's very on this side of the sweetness spectrum. It's like that.
It's almost chalky.
almost like
I was gonna say it's chalky, like those Big Chew chalky, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
man.
the dusting sugar on
Yeah, exactly.
You mean like the one with the stick? Like
yeah,
a dipstick.
No, not the dipstick. No, the other one.
Fun dip.
Yeah.
Fun
Eating
dip.
the stick of the fun dip.
Yes, but that's a jawbreaker.
You're right. It's similar.
guess.
I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Drinkability, also a 7 for me.
7.
A 7. I give it a 7.
Wow, we are just agreeing on everything here. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's fine. It's enjoyable, but it's not. I'm not gonna stockpile this. I just want to see what's next.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm very, very
open
curious about the weeded line. I'm just excited.
Yeah, like when they get to the 7, 8 year. My fear though is that this is going to be what they stay with, and I don't think it's there yet. It's just not there.
Yeah, I hope they don't just stay with the 6 year. They gotta go. They gotta go at least 7, 8.
I know.
Yeah.
Then the business may just not make sense at that point.
Yeah,
That's not what we care about. We're not about the business. We're about the flavor. And now that we're done talking about flavor and the tasting experience, let's move on to aesthetics. 4.
4.
I gave it a 4.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's
a
the
weak
Bardstown.
It's a weak.
It's a weak 4. It's the same bottle. Everything's the same.
Just
I
at
do
least
like
a different motif,
the black
which
motif.
is nice.
And again,
I like the white better.
the information on the
transparency.
side, transparency on what's in this bottle is
get the mash.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, you have to give that credit.
Yep.
Value, $49. I give it a 2.
Me too.
I gave it a 3.
I kind of see that though.
Yeah, I kind of do too. It's a strong 2 for me.
I would say if we were talking, say, 5 years ago, I would definitely say 2. If this came out then. Now I'm thinking about the new generation of weeders, and then you think about all the, obviously the legacy weeders with Makers and Weller and all that kind of stuff. The fact that you can't get most of those and it's not readily available, and at this price, I feel like as a newer brand, they could have priced this higher. And so at this proof, as a weeder, without the frunk, without the grain, I had to give them an extra point for that. I mean, I'm just kind of equivocal.
I'm bringing this up again. This is cheaper, more readily available.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think this may fit a new, or I don't know. I think it might slot in.
You're putting a square peg into a round hole.
You're gonna make me go down to 2?
I don't know. I don't think it's a 3. It's $50.
That's a reach.
I mean, I get it. In this day and age, any new whiskey coming out is going to be 50.
New.
And look at Frey Ranch. Look at Wilderness Trail. These new brands that are doing their own stuff, they're priced more than this. So I get it. It's a very strong 2 for me. I could see a weak 3.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just so traumatized by the new weeders.
Fronts.
I'm fine with you giving them credit for it not being ridiculously overpriced. I don't think your number's that far off.
I think the value is not in the price per se for me. It's more what you're getting as a new generation of weeders, right? I mean, we know what 46 is going to bring. We know what the Wellers are going to bring.
Yeah.
But and we know what Weller can become in terms of Pappy and all that kind of stuff too. But I don't know. I want to give it an extra point because it's just.
I don't think Jules and I are going to argue with you.
Yeah. All right. I'll stay with that.
All right. Let's get our final tally. I stayed at a 69.
I stayed at a 68.
And it's a 70.
It's a Saturday.
Which gives us our official score for Bardstown Origin Series Weeded Bottled in Bond. What I scored it, of course, the appropriate score, a 69.
Of course.
So close to silver. So close to silver.
So close.
I kind of wish it had gotten it, but
No, well done.
well done. Great
done.
showing. Excellent stuff.
But please.
Age it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Something you need.
2 years.
But I wonder.
I think when the number of barrels expand, and I think if they're able to, if from the business model perspective, if they're able to age this 2 more years, I think they're going to have select number of barrels that are just going to blossom and just open up, and they're going to be like,
they need that though.
yeah, and then at that point, this is going to be like $100. Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I gave the value a little higher because,
Fair enough.
You're getting it early.
Jules, take us out.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, let us know how you feel. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. If you want to help us out, please consider joining Curiosity Private membership program here on YouTube. We're also on Patreon, and we are selling t-shirts. You can pick up that one. Links in the description. We are also, what was I going to say? Oh, podcasts and all the major podcast platforms out there. As always, stay safe.
Every time.
Stay healthy.
Stay curious.
First time, every time.
all right. Let's compare this because.
Oh, we don't have glasses, but
So, Dutch.
What do you think about this Bardstown bourbon?
it's a Bardstown.
ChatGPT.